James Webb Space Telescope, a $10 billion project, has taken 30 years to reach this moment. The telescope was launched from Kourou in French Guiana. It's the most powerful ever built.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has hardly opened its eyes, and the universe is new, more mysterious, more beautiful than humanity's dreams.
The James Webb Telescope has discovered something shocking on Charon, Pluto's biggest moon, something NASA never wanted us to know. Hydrogen peroxide, the stuff you use to clean wounds, is mysteriously covering this distant icy rock. Why are they being so secretive about it? Tune in, because the truth might just change the way we see the universe. NASA finds peroxide on Charon. NASA doesn't want you to know, but their fancy James Webb Space Telescope has been playing detective again. And what it found on Pluto's largest moon, Charon, has got everyone buzzing. Don't worry, we're not talking about aliens. But we are talking about some weird stuff that's making scientists scratch their heads. Or at least that's what they'd want you to think. But here's the kicker. What they found is so unexpected that it could change everything we thought we knew about our solar system. Details they might not be ready to share just yet. Let's start with Charon. It's this giant ice-covered rock drifting alongside Pluto in the distant void of the Kuiper Belt, a neighborhood where the sun's warmth is basically a rumor. It's about half the size of Pluto, and since they're so far away, over 3 billion miles, yes, that's billion with a B, these two are basically besties, orbiting together in the cold depths of space. Scientists already knew Charon was packed with water ice, thanks to a 2015 flyby from NASA's New Horizons mission. But beyond that, the details were pretty foggy. Until now, for those wondering why this isn't all over the news, well, that's just how science works. It's a slow burn. There's no big explosive revelation, just incremental steps toward understanding. NASA isn't trying to hide anything, but they know the average person isn't going to jump out of their seat over a hydrogen peroxide discovery. Still, these mundane findings are what build up to the big moments. They are the groundwork of everything we know about space, and they set the stage for the blockbuster discoveries that everyone dreams about. What makes this kind of discovery so intriguing is what it says about space as a whole. When we think about space, we think about big planets, shiny stars, and maybe even a few aliens. But space is also full of strange, unexpected chemistry. It's like a giant lab where radiation and extreme conditions produce compounds that seem almost out of place. Hydrogen peroxide, of all things, forming on an ice-covered moon that never sees the sun's warmth. That's the kind of weird space chemistry that keeps scientists excited. Now, the carbon dioxide is a bit more mysterious. Unlike hydrogen peroxide, which is created by radiation hitting water, carbon dioxide doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Scientists suspect that meteor impacts might be the culprit. Imagine a rock from space slamming into Charon's surface, releasing gases that were trapped beneath the ice. These impacts would have been much more frequent in the early solar system, which means the carbon dioxide could be a relic from billions of years ago. It's like unearthing an ancient artifact, giving us clues to what Charon's environment might have been like in its infancy. What's so compelling about all of this is the idea that these distant, cold, and seemingly lifeless places are still dynamic. They're not just inert rocks floating around in space. They have chemistry, they evolve, and they hold clues to the past that we can barely imagine. Hydrogen peroxide and carbon dioxide might seem mundane, but they are hints at processes that are ongoing, even in the coldest parts of our solar system. The importance of finding these chemicals can't be overstated. They tell us about the conditions on Charon's surface, how it's been bombarded by radiation, and how impacts might have shaped it. This information helps scientists build models of how Charon and other similar bodies have evolved. It's not just about Charon either. This kind of research has implications for other moons, dwarf planets, and even comets that share similar environments. Understanding the chemistry at play in these far-off places helps us understand more about the universe itself. It's also worth noting that discoveries like these highlight just how incredible our technology has become. Think about it. Just a few decades ago, Pluto was a blurry dot in our telescopes. Now we're analyzing the chemical makeup of its moon from billions of miles away. The James Webb Space Telescope is a game changer, allowing us to look at the universe in ways that were unimaginable even a short time ago. The fact that we're able to detect something as specific as hydrogen peroxide on a moon that's barely visible from Earth, is nothing short of astonishing. The science might seem small, tracing elements and chemicals on a frozen moon, but the implications are massive. Every molecule we detect adds to our understanding of how the universe works. It helps answer the big questions. How did the solar system form? How did planets and moons evolve? Could the conditions that we see on Charon exist elsewhere, perhaps even in a world that might support life? These are the kinds of questions that drive scientists to keep pushing the boundaries, to keep looking deeper, and to keep analyzing even the smallest clues. Charon is just one piece of a much larger story. It's a story about our place in the universe, about how our solar system fits into the vast expanse of space. Each discovery, no matter how small, is like a sentence in that story, gradually revealing a narrative that stretches across billions of years and billions of miles. It's easy to overlook these small steps, to focus only on the big headline-grabbing moments. But without these small steps, the big moments wouldn't happen. They are built on the foundations of countless discoveries just like this one. NASA's new telescope reveals more about Charon. What did they see that changes our view of it? Hidden mysteries on Charon revealed by NASA's Webb telescope. The Webb telescope's findings are just the beginning. There's so much more out there waiting to be discovered, not just on Charon, but across the entire Kuiper Belt and beyond. This region of space is largely unexplored, a vast frontier that is only now beginning to reveal its secrets. It's a reminder that even in our own solar system, there is still so much we don't know, so much left to learn. The more we discover, the more questions arise, and the more we realize just how much is left to explore. It's discoveries like these that keep the spirit of exploration alive. They remind us that even the coldest, most distant corners of our solar system are worth investigating. They hold secrets that can change our understanding of everything, from the origins of our solar system to the fundamental processes that govern the universe. The discovery of hydrogen peroxide and carbon dioxide on Charon is just one small part of that grand exploration. It's a step forward, a piece of the puzzle, and a reminder that there is always more to learn. Who knows what else the James Webb Space Telescope will uncover? Perhaps even more complex chemistry or hints at processes we haven't even considered yet. Each new observation is an opportunity to learn, to expand our understanding, and to keep exploring. The universe is a big place, and we're just getting started. The story of Charon, Pluto, and the entire Kuiper Belt is still being written, and every new discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. The James Webb Space Telescope, our new cosmic detective, has decided to take another peek at Pluto. And guess what? The tiny ball of ice we thought we had figured out seems to be hiding some secrets. Maybe life? An ocean? Things are getting interesting. Let's dive into why the world's most forgotten underdog might still have some fight left in it. Then there's the Kuiper Belt, where Pluto hangs out with a bunch of other icy rocks. It turns out Pluto's got quite a lot of neighbors. And with every new neighbor astronomers discovered, the more they started questioning, wait, what's even a planet anymore? This whole debate was fueled when, in 2005, scientists found an object out there that seemed bigger than Pluto. Naturally, everyone wanted to call it the 10th planet, but Pluto was stripped of its planetary pride, along with its bigger friend, nicknamed Xena at the time no less. The story gets more complicated when you look at what telescopes like Hubble and New Horizons revealed about Pluto. Back in 1930, Pluto was a big deal. Clyde Tombaugh, an amateur astronomer, spotted it, and boom, we had a 9th planet. But since then, people started finding other icy objects beyond Neptune, and Pluto's uniqueness started fading. In 2015, when NASA's New Horizons probe did a flyby, everyone was reminded just how weird and wonderful Pluto really is. Gigantic ice shards, nitrogen cliffs, and methane glaciers. This wasn't just a hunk of ice, it was a dynamic little world, scarred and shaped by forces we barely understood. Pluto, our tiny, distant rock, with something as dramatic as fissures running across its surface, cracks deeper than the Grand Canyon. Scientists think some of these fissures might be from an ancient ocean that's been slowly freezing and expanding over millions of years. And that brings us to the bladed terrain. Think mountain-sized shards of ice that are jagged, sharp, and rise like teeth out of Pluto's surface. Imagine trying to cross that kind of landscape. It would be impossible. Speaking of that frozen ocean, some scientists believe it's more than just frozen water. There are hints of organic molecules, even ammonia, which helps create DNA and RNA, the building blocks of life, the kind of stuff that makes us wonder, could life, or something like it, actually survive here? This doesn't mean life is just hanging out on Pluto, but it does mean if something were brought there, it might be able to hang on. On top of that, we've got this strange red tint on Pluto's ice. Turns out it's stained with some weird complex molecules that might have been created by cosmic rays hitting Pluto's surface. It's not definitive proof of anything alive, but it's one more thing that makes scientists reconsider Pluto's story. And all those skyscraper-sized ice formations? They're not just on one part of the planet. Turns out they circle around to the far side too, spreading across a region 3 times bigger than anyone originally thought. Despite everything the James Webb Space Telescope and New Horizons have shown us, there's still a lot we don't know about Pluto. The far side of the planet, for instance, didn't get as much camera time as we'd like. The images are low resolution, but they're enough to show some pretty interesting features. More fissures, more ice shards, and more questions. Every new photograph seems to hint at something extraordinary just below the surface. Maybe it's not fair that Pluto lost its planetary status. Maybe it's better that way though, because Pluto doesn't fit the mold. It's too unique, too unpredictable. It has an atmosphere that sometimes collapses, huge glaciers that seem to beat like a heart, and ice formations unlike anything else we've seen in our solar system. Pluto is not just a tiny rock at the edge of nowhere. It's a dynamic, evolving world with stories to tell. Stories that are far from over. We keep sending these spacecraft, and they keep surprising us. And now, as the James Webb Space Telescope continues to turn its gaze outward, we're left wondering, what else don't we know? Is there really something more hidden beneath Pluto's icy surface? Maybe an ocean, or some organic material capable of starting life as we know it. Or maybe it's just a strange, barren world with a knack for looking mysterious. Pluto still has secrets to share. What new details about its glaciers are coming to light? Webb to study Pluto's glaciers. One thing's for sure, Pluto isn't going down without a fight. We've dismissed it, demoted it, and forgotten about it, but it keeps making its way back into the headlines. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll have to rewrite the textbooks once again. For now, though, Pluto remains the great underdog, the little non-planet that just might have more going on beneath the surface than any of us ever imagined. When Clyde Tombaugh first spotted Pluto in 1930, the discovery sparked excitement. At the time, it was thought to be a large planet, something almost the size of Earth. But as time went on, we realized Pluto was much smaller. Smaller than our moon, in fact. It wasn't exactly the planetary heavyweight people thought it might be. Still, it captured imaginations because it was a frontier, the edge of what we knew. And even as our understanding of the solar system evolved, Pluto held on to its role as a mysterious outlier. Things took a turn in 1992 when astronomers discovered something else in Pluto's vicinity. A small, icy object just beyond Pluto's orbit. It wasn't just one object either. There were hundreds and then thousands. The Kuiper Belt, a vast region of icy bodies, was starting to come into view. And suddenly, Pluto didn't look so special anymore. It wasn't the lone outpost at the edge of the solar system. It was just one of many. But it's not just Pluto's classification that keeps it interesting. It's what's actually going on at the surface and below. The flyby by NASA's New Horizons in 2015 gave us an unprecedented look at this world. The spacecraft sped past at more than 30,000 miles per hour, giving us just a quick glimpse. But what it found was stunning. A massive glacier in the shape of a heart, named Tombaugh Regio, captured imaginations around the world. But beneath that glacier lies the key to what makes Pluto so fascinating: movement. Pluto's glaciers are not static. The nitrogen ice in Tombaugh Regio behaves almost like a liquid, flowing and shifting as temperatures fluctuate. This activity makes Pluto one of the most dynamic bodies in our solar system. Scientists think that beneath the crust, there may be a slushy or even liquid ocean, kept warm by the heat from radioactive decay. If that's true, then Pluto's potential for harboring life, even microbial life, suddenly becomes a lot more plausible. The surface of Pluto is scarred by massive fissures and cliffs, some of which are deeper than the Grand Canyon. Scientists think these fissures could be evidence that the subsurface ocean is freezing. As the water freezes, it expands, pushing outward and cracking the surface. This process has created dramatic landscapes with towering cliffs and long, deep chasms. It's a far cry from the static, dead world many once assumed Pluto to be. There's also the curious case of Pluto's bladed terrain. Imagine enormous shards of ice, jagged and sharp, jutting up from the ground like the teeth of some giant creature. These features, called penitentes, are thought to be made of methane ice. They form in regions where sunlight is strong enough to sublimate the ice, turning it directly from solid to gas, leaving behind these towering blades. They're similar to features we see in the high Andes on Earth, but on a much larger scale. And then there's Pluto's atmosphere. Unlike many other small bodies in the solar system, Pluto has a thin but complex atmosphere, composed mostly of nitrogen, with traces of methane and carbon monoxide. During the day, sunlight warms the surface and causes these gases to rise, creating a temporary, hazy atmosphere. When night falls, temperatures drop dramatically, and much of the atmosphere collapses back onto the surface as frost. It's a cycle that repeats daily, and it makes Pluto's atmosphere one of the most unique in the solar system. While Pluto's atmosphere is thin, it's not without impact. The haze it produces creates a stunning spectacle, scattering sunlight and creating a twilight effect that extends hundreds of miles above the surface. This means that even as the sun sets, Pluto remains partially illuminated, bathed in a dim, ethereal glow. It's the kind of detail that reminds us just how strange and wonderful the outer reaches of our solar system can be. The relationship between Pluto and Charon is key to understanding both bodies. The gravitational tug-of-war between the two creates tidal forces that generate heat, which could help keep Pluto's subsurface ocean from freezing completely. It's a delicate balance, and one that hints at the complex interplay of forces at work in even the most distant corners of our solar system. The James Webb Space Telescope is set to continue the exploration of Pluto, focusing on its atmosphere and surface composition in greater detail than ever before. Webb's infrared capabilities will allow scientists to study the chemical makeup of Pluto's surface and atmosphere, potentially uncovering new clues about its history and the processes shaping it. There's also hope that Webb could detect signs of the elusive subsurface ocean, or at least provide more evidence to support its existence. Could there be more to Pluto's icy heart than we think? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.